The Sabres won Saturday's drawing after finishing the regular season with the league's worst record, with the Hurricanes and Canadiens leapfrogging into the second and third slots, respectively. This all but guarantees that the Sabres, a team devoid of game-changers on the blue line, will select dynamic Swedish defenseman Rasmus Dahlin with the first overall pick when the draft takes place June 22 in Dallas. This year's crop of draft prospects is one of the strongest in several years, especially for puck-moving defensemen and scoring wingers. European forwards Andrei Svechnikov and Filip Zadina dominated the Canadian major junior circuit this season, and both are expected to follow Dahlin as the next two picks. Boston University power forward Brady Tkachuk, who should become the third member of his family to get drafted in the first round, is the only additional forward who may challenge for the top three. Tkachuk was ranked ahead of Zadina and just behind Svechnikov for number 2 in NHL Central Scouting's final prospect rankings for North American skaters. Golden Standard: how Vegas became the most successful expansion team in sports history. These expected developments likely will dictate where the next few selections land, and there are at least 5 defensemen, Adam Boqvist, Ty Smith, Quinn Hughes, Noah Dobson and Evan Bouchard, who could all be off the board after the first 10 picks are announced. The good news for both peripheral playoff teams and those recently ousted is that the quality of prospects available after the top 10 is slightly higher than any draft since 2003. Every team picking from the middle to the late first round should walk away with players who, in a thinner draft class, may have been ranked among the elite. Centers Joe Veleno and Barrett Hayden, and Finnish forward Jesperi Kotkaniemi are game-changers with great playmaking abilities and overall high-end skill. Nothing, however, is set in stone. In terms of trade activity and packaging pieces to move up in the draft, NHL general managers tend to be far more reserved than their NFL or NBA counterparts. If this draft is assessed as being both strong and deep, then the likelihood of teams trading out of the top 10 for additional picks becomes less realistic. Below is an updated mock draft that takes into account the recent lottery drawing and teams that were eliminated in the first round. Division winners that advanced to the second round are positioned lower than the remaining non-division winners that may have had higher point totals. 2018 Draft Rankings: Dahlin, Svechnikov create 1A-1B situation. A top-class NHL Mock Draft 2018, version 2.01. Buffalo Sabres, Rasmus Dahlin, D. Frölunda, SHL, take a bow, Buffalo. You got your man. Dahlin immediately becomes the Sabres' go-to problem solver who should improve in attack that last year scored a league-worst 140 goals at even strength. His elite skating and vision will provide puck wizards like Jack Eichel and Casey Mittelstadt more than enough time and space to work their magic. More, Rasmus Dahlin changes conversation on D-men drafted no. 1-2. Carolina Hurricanes, Andrei Svechnikov, RW, very old. Even a team without a coach and a GM can make this call, as Svechnikov is a menacing power winger with speed and elite puck skills similar to Ilya Kovalchuk. There is a slight chance the Canes take Czech sniper Filip Zadina, who for years was a line mate of 2017 first-rounder Martin Necas. Svechnikov, however, is both bigger and quicker, plus he's spent the last 3 years adjusting to North American hockey. 3. Montreal Canadiens, Filip Zadina, LW, Halifax, QMJHL. The Habs and their impatient supporters were gifted a top 3 pick for the first time in 6 years, only this kid has the tools to become a fan favorite as soon as next season. Zadina is a cerebral scorer who competes hard in all 3 zones and has developed a reputation for elevating his game when it matters most. 4. Ottawa Senators, Adam Boqvist, D. Brynäs, SHL. The seemingly unsolved Erik Karlsson situation should make this pick a no-brainer. The kid who utilizes speed and creativity to attack from the blue line should be groomed to one day replace the franchise defenseman who did it better than anyone else. Although he's slight of frame, Boqvist is an excitable player who fans will pay to watch. 5. Arizona Coyotes, Quinn Hughes, D. Michigan, Big Ten. Another year, another hard luck lottery. Still, the Yotes had a strong second half under the leadership of a bunch of teenagers and 20-somethings, so hope should not be lost. Enter Hughes, a dynamic puck rusher with great speed and pro-level vision. He's an automatic breakout who can handle a physical forecheck and create plays for his forwards. More, introducing Quinn Hughes, the NHL's next hot U.S. defense prospect. 6. Detroit Red Wings, Brady Tkachuk, LW, Boston Univ. Hockey East, it's no secret, the Wings need an impact player on defense. And if this draft were not as deep with the position as in previous years, then drafting for need with a pick as high as 6th overall could be justified. Nevertheless, you simply can't pass on a specimen like Tkachuk, who has wheels, creates plays under difficult conditions and is wired to compete hard from start to finish. More, Brady Tkachuk right there, is possible top pick. 7. Vancouver Canucks, Noah Dobson, D. Akady Bathurst, QMJHL. The Canucks within their organization have world-class skill on the flanks, beginning with Brock Besser and Swedish imports Jonathan Dahlin and Elias Pettersson. Most of the top draft available wingers being off the board by now. 7 should make the decision to go with defense a bit easier. Dobson is a big, strong puck mover and arguably is the draft's best two-way defender. He plays a composed, heady game and has proven to stay within himself and tailor his game to exploit the skills of his teammates. 8. Chicago Blackhawks, Ty Smith, D. Spokane, WHL. Like Vancouver, the Hawks don't necessarily need help up front, and Smith is a gifted puck distributor who isn't too far from making his mark on the league. He has quick feet and excellent instincts, but his one-on-one defense and positioning are more advanced than the majority of his draft peers. Smith could help make the transition from Duncan Keith more seamless. 9. New York Rangers, Oliver Wahlstrom, RW, US. U18, NTDP. Wahlstrom is a premier two-way power forward with a deadly shot who plays a similar fearless game as that of current Ranger Chris Kreider, albeit a step slower. He's a powerful skater with agility that is difficult to handle in one-on-one situations, plus he has the vision and passing ability to keep goalies honest. 10. Edmonton Oilers, Evan Bouchard, D. London, Bull. Good power plays usually have a good quarterback, and no draft-age defenseman can orchestrate an attack from within close quarters as well as the hard-shooting Bouchard, who this season was the OHL's top-scoring defenseman. He can play over 25 minutes a game and is a constant home run threat whenever he goes back to retrieve the puck. 11. New York Islanders, Joe Veleno, C. Drummondville, QMJHL. The Islanders may try to package some picks to move up and grab one of the elite defensemen, but they won't be settling if they choose this speed-burning playmaker, who is the best all-around center available in this draft. Veleno was one of the QMJHL's top power play specialists and competes to win battles in all three zones. More, best know. 1 and 2 overall draft duos in NHL draft history. 12. New York Islanders, from Calgary, Joel Farabee, LW, US. U18, NTDP. Like Veleno, Farabee is a gifted two-way forward with speed who always is willing to pay the price to succeed. Farabee has leadership qualities and can be entrusted with critical late-game responsibilities. The Syracuse native also is a fantastic playmaker and a threat to score while shorthanded. 13 Dallas Stars, Jesperi Kotkaniemi, C.W., Asat Sum Liiga, yet another strong international showing, this time at the Under-18 World Championship, may very well vault this Finnish forward into the top 10. If he slips, the Stars should jump at the chance to draft a mature kid who played like a veteran in a tough adult age league like the Sum Liiga. Kotkaniemi is a crisp passer with world-class vision who can be used in any role. 14 Philadelphia Flyers, from St. Louis, Rasmus Kupari, C. Karpat, Sum Liiga. The Flyers could consider both of their first-rounders as house money, so there is no telling which direction they go. If they go for the best player available, Kupari has a high ceiling, and his elite shooting and passing skills puts him near the top among eligible centers. He may need to stay in Finland to fine-tune his defensive game, but a team with as deep a prospect pool as the Flyers can afford to let him marinate overseas. 15. Florida Panthers Barrett Hayton, C.2 St. Marie. Hayton is another center whose two-way game and puck skills could find him drafted in the top 10. The question is whether or not Hayton has been the byproduct of a dominant team. The optics reveal a sure-mitted pivot with a quick, accurate shot who can pull off highlight reel plays. The fact that he hasn't done so as a first-line player could help land him on the Panthers' lap. 16. Colorado Avalanche, Vitaly Kravtsov, RW, Chelyabinsk, KHL. Kravtsov broke the mold set by most Russian League teenagers by producing big goals during his team's run in the KHL postseason. He's big, has soft hands and can make defenders of any age look foolish. Kravtsov would be a nice cherry on top of a fulfilling AV's season that was loaded with excitement. 17. New Jersey Devils, Bode Wild, D.U.S. U18, NTDP. There are few prospects in this draft who can provide GMs with a skill set as tantalizing as Wild's. The big, mobile defender was a minute muncher for a deep NTDP blue line, and his explosive first step is drool-inducing. You don't find many 6'2" defensemen with dynamic speed and a blistering shot, which is why GM Ray Shero should add this thoroughbred to his already dangerous Devils attack. 18. Columbus Blue Jackets, Ryan McLeod, C.W., Mississauga. The Jackets like to ice a hard-nosed lineup that features skill with size, and few draft-age forwards combine the two as well as McLeod. He was one of Mississauga's top playmakers, and his speed and agility allow him to make sharp directional changes that benefit him when a real estate in the neutral zone is at a premium. More, best draft class for every NHL team. 19. Philadelphia Flyers, Rasmus Dahlin, D.2 St. Marie. Philadelphia has prospects all over the globe, and there's a good bet they took in a ton of Dahlin as he played with 2017 Flyers first-rounder Morgan Frost. He's a nimble puck mover with soft hands and a hard shot that makes goalies earn their paycheck, but he too can hold his own on the defensive side of the puck. 20. Los Angeles Kings, ISAC Lundestrom, C. Luleå, SHL. The Kings' lack of speed was strikingly obvious during a first-round sweep at the hands of the Vegas Golden Knights, so a wise reactionary draft pick would be one of Sweden's quicker prospects. Lundestrom held his own as a depth player on a solid team in Sweden's Premier League and expands the ice with puck control and top-end speed. 21. San Jose Sharks, Saren Noel, RW, Oshawa. Noel is considered by NHL Central Scouting to be one of the top North American forwards for this draft, and it's tough to see otherwise. Noel is a man-child who uses his massive wingspan and long stride to protect the puck, both moving forward and pivoting from corners. His 6'5" frame isn't the only reason he's a presence on the ice. Noel has soft hands and the ability to draw multiple opponents towards him. 22. Ottawa Senators. From Pittsburgh, Jacob Olofsson, C. Timrå IK, Allsvenskan.